Yay!
Happy hump day.
Hello.
Yeah.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, guys.
Welcome to the Nursing School Show.
Welcome.
My name is Christina.
I'm Matthew.
That's Matthew.
Hello.
We are here to answer your nursing school questions.
Christina's here to answer your nursing school questions. I am here for the comedic value.
For the fun of it.
If you feel that I am of comedic value, go ahead and give a little thumbs up down there in the comments.
I'll give a thumbs up.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
think
doing
you're
a
funny.
poll. I want to see if I'm funny or how to get funnier.
How to
more
get funnier. More funnier. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Today we are talking about
What are we talking about?
how many hours to study for nursing fundamentals. How many hours to study for nursing
How many hours to study
all
for
the
nursing
questions that I wish
fundamentals?
that I knew the answers to when I started nursing school all those years ago. There you go.
Awesome.
Hey, if you are on YouTube, can you tell us how the audio is?
Yes,
Because
please
we
let us know.
upgraded our microphone.
It's right there. Off camera for most everyone. Instagram, you can
Except
actually see it.
Instagram, you can see
It's
we have
right
a brand
there.
new microphone.
But it is
Woo!
new, so we want to know how it sounds, whether it's too loud, too soft. I can talk to you in my sweet, soft voice. So let us know. Oh, audio is great. Hey, look at that.
Thank you, Merlise.
Thank you.
I'm so glad.
So we are always
upgraded for
constantly
you.
trying to improve what we're doing here. So if you guys have any comments, questions, etc., go ahead and shoot them in comments.
mail.
On Monday, people were saying that it might be too long and really tough to get through all of it, which I completely understand. That's true. So definitely shoot us any kind of comments or topics that you guys want to talk about in the future. Also, like Christina said, our topic for today is how many hours should you study in nursing fundamentals? So if you have any questions regarding nursing fundamentals, how many hours to study, go ahead and shoot those in the comments. And we will get to those after we have like a little overview of how many hours really should you study in nursing fundamentals.
You ready?
All right, let us get to it.
I'll tell you exactly. So when you are just starting nursing school, you're going to be super overwhelmed and confused and stressed, most likely. Who has had this experience before? Raise your hand. Like, give me an emoji. Give me your favorite emoji. If you have had this experience in nursing school where you just are confused and overwhelmed and stressed and anxious and have no idea what's going on and you are just wandering around life, unsure about everything.
You know what? I've had that experience just in general. Life. Not specifically to nursing school. So I cannot raise my hand. I cannot give you an emoji. But everyone out there, if you feel that way, go ahead and throw your favorite emoji.
Up your emojis.
I think the favorite ones I've seen so far is a unicorn.
Right now.
Unicorn.
I love that unicorn emoji.
I like that one. And then there was another one with like a really smiley face with like dollar signs. That was
funny. Too, so. I didn't know all these emojis existed. Yes. So fun. I tell you what, there's something about nursing school. Now, here's the thing. When you start nursing fundamentals, everyone expects you to know everything about everything, right? Like you get into nursing fundamentals and you're like, what is happening? Like you're just standing there and life is going by around you and everyone seems to get it except for you, right? Everyone knows what's going on except you, right? I'll tell you what, that's a lie. Like everyone else is just as confused as you are, first off. Second off, you really don't have to know everything about everything. I know that your instructors, I know that the world out there tells you that you have to know all the things. But friend, give yourself grace. You do not. You are just starting nursing school if you are in fundamentals. It's fine. Just take a deep breath. So, how many hours should you study so that you can know all the things? Now, we always recommend that for every hour that you are in class, you study for 2 hours outside of class. So let's break this down. Can you guys tell me in the chat, how many hours are you in lecture class? Now, this can be either an online lecture class or an in-person lecture class because we have a mix of both. You're probably like, whoa, do people go to school anymore? Yes, they do. Sometimes we've had actually several people on these AMAs that have said that they're actually physically going to class.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Let us know. So Jill, 4 hours. Yeah. So how many hours are you in your lecture class every week?
And now this is lecture class
on
only.
Zoom. This is only lecture class.
Only lecture class.
Yeah, 4 hours. See, that's why I always use 4 hours, because I feel like 4 hours is a really like that's what most students are doing is 4 hours. 4 hours, 5 hours on Zoom, 3 hours, 1.5 hours online, or 1 hour after a quiz. Yeah. So mix of both, online and in person. 2 hours, so 2 hours every week.
Yeah, this
Julian,
is per week.
Yep,
so
per week. So how many hours per week?
Yep.
Someone's like, what would it be like for 190 hours? It's like, that's not per week. That's like per
90
term.
hours per week. That is a little much.
Yeah, that would be a lot. Is he a lot? So 2, 3, 4. A lot have said 4, 3, 1.5. Yeah, we got lots of variation. I think 4 is a pretty good ballpark. Usually it's like 4. 15 hours a week for lecture class. Now, are you conflating clinical and skills with that? Can you let me know on Instagram? 15 hours of lecture sounds like a lot. So let's use 4, because most of you have said 4. So when you are in lecture class for 4 hours per week, we always recommend that for every hour you are in class, whether it's whether it's online or in person, for every hour you are in lecture class, you will study 2 hours outside of class. So if you are in lecture class for 4 hours, then you will study for 8 hours for that class outside of class. So whatever you were studying, whatever you're learning about in that 4-hour class, you will study for 8 hours outside of class. Are we all cool on that math? 1 to 2. 1 to 2.
1 to 2.
2 hours for every hour you are in class. 4 hours for class, then simulation for 2, then clinical for 2. Okay, cool. Yep.
Okay.
3 hours per week. Yeah, everyone. I think we're kind of falling between like 3 to 5.
Okay. Facebook, can you go ahead and shoot a comment? Let us know that you can hear us. Sometimes Facebook kind of wigs out and cannot show us comments. So I will wait for a little bit longer. If no comments are coming through, I might have to check on something else off screen. So go ahead and shoot us a comment if you can.
Yep, comment on it on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, comment. Leave us a comment.
Because we'd like to see what you're saying, but I cannot see.
People are liking it. And usually when people like it on Facebook, that means that they're commenting too, and we just cannot see it. So maybe we'll have to pull it up on our phone, because sorry, Facebook, we cannot see your comments if you are commenting. Or on Facebook, can someone please tell us, like, nobody's commenting? Just tell us. Like, one of you out there on Facebook, like, comment and say nobody's commenting.
There we go.
That's all. Or just give me an emoji. Give me something.
Hey!
I can hear you. Thank you, Jessica. Okay, so we're good on Facebook.
We're good.
Comments.
Thank you, Jessica.
You guys were quiet.
Now you can call everyone else and say, why aren't you guys commenting?
Why aren't you talking to Christina? And Matthew this morning, this is an interactive live video, friends.
Yes, we are interactive. We like talking out into the universe and getting responses.
Getting responses back.
That is the best.
Yeah. When you actually talk to people. So that is what we recommend for nursing fundamentals. 1 to 2. 1 to 2. For every hour you are in class, study for 2 hours outside of class.
So on average, we've been getting back that people are in lecture for around 4 hours a week. It may vary, but around there is the kind of average. And so if you're in lecture for 4 hours a week, that would equal 8 hours of study outside of lecture.
Yes.
All right.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm with you so
lecture, far. 3 hour skills. Is that 1 8-hour clinical day per week? Oh, 8. Perfect. Our instructor tells us to study for 35 hours per week. 4-hour lecture. 3-hour skills. So 4, 12, 3. 35 would be too high. Chelsea on YouTube, I would say 35 is too high. That's about double what I would have studied for there. Okay. Chelsea, what you're going to want to do, and everyone else, if you are struggling with like understudying or overstudying, Right? I'm with you, Chelsea. I'm with you, Chelsea. If you are struggling with understudying or overstudying, what I want you to do is write out your schedule 1 week, hour by hour. And I'll show you what this looks like, actually. I have it down here. So here is an hour by hour schedule. Let me find one that's blank. So this will be for November. This is our nursing school planner. You might be able to see this. Can you see it in all the places?
Can you see me peeking over? Hello.
This is an hour by hour schedule. And here's mine that's all filled in. One of mine that's all filled in. So you can see how I have it listed, everything that I'm doing hour by hour. So I schedule in exactly what I am doing and when. And so when you are going to plan your time and trying to fit in all of your study time in nursing school, right? If we're, how we're saying, right, for every 1 hour you're in class, study for 2 hours outside of class. If you really need to make sure that you are fitting all that in and, getting enough study time in, I highly, highly recommend that you schedule your time hour by hour. Every single time I do this, I tell you what, I just find time. You just find time that you didn't know you had. You just do.
Mm-hmm.
It's I always say this on the AMAs because I just found it so funny. One of our Nursing SOS members posted inside our Facebook group for members, our private Facebook group for Nursing SOS members. And she was like, I just did the nursing school planner and I cannot believe I had so much free time. Because you just don't know unless you write it out, right? You just don't know how much time you have. So if you are struggling with finding enough time studying, friend, seriously, write it out hour by hour in your schedule. You don't need the nursing school planner. Just do it on an Excel spreadsheet or write it out, in a notebook, whatever. But just, humor me.
Yeah, it's fun just to see
do it.
What happens.
Just do it. I promise you. You are going to have some wow moments. I had no idea. Light bulb going off everywhere. Guaranteed. And come back and tell me.
Yeah. let us know what you find because if you don't plan your time, it just runs away from you.
It goes away.
So it just goes away.
Yep.
You use it on various other things.
And I tell you what, if you are planning your time like we recommend, so you are studying like we recommend, for every 1 hour you are in class, you are studying for 2 hours outside of class, that should be plenty of time for you to study. However, you have to make sure this is effective and focused study time. So here's what I don't want you to do. Here's what I do not mean by this. I do not mean that you go to lecture class for 4 hours and then you spend 8 hours studying, grabbing your phone, scrolling through Instagram, studying, grabbing your phone, scrolling through Facebook, studying, pulling up Christina on YouTube, studying, I want you to study, focus your study time, please. See, I'm constantly telling people to get off the AMA. So if you are supposed to be studying right now, close us out. Stop listening to me. Go study.
Someone actually said that last live is that, I'm listening to you while I study. And while we love that you're here, that is not focused study. So I'm not sure if that really counts to the 1 to 2 hours. So
I need to listen to you. Yes, Francesca. Yes.
So focused studying is key to that for sure.
Yeah.
So, and we're trying to get you to be efficient and focus on your studying because when you focus on that, then you have time later to focus on whatever else you want to do. So
hang out with us on the AMAs, right? Yeah. So if you study very focused study time, efficient study time, and you learn everything you need to learn, then you can come back and hang out with us.
And I
don't want to I'm working on that. I love you guys. You guys are the best, seriously.
I love the questions that are coming in too. So I am capturing these questions. We'll get to them after Christina's done walking through how to study or how many hours to study in nursing fundamentals, which is our topic right now. So Christina's going to talk about some things we've talked about the first part, which is lecture, but that obviously isn't all that you're going to nursing school for. So there are other parts to this too, right?
Yep. So let's talk about skills lab and then clinical. So skills lab, and you guys actually, I should note that if you have the nursing school study system, I'm actually pulling this info out of the nursing school study system out of how many hours should you study. So for skills lab, when you are in skills lab, you most likely are going to be practicing your skills in skills lab. And so you won't really need that 1-to-2 ratio for skills lab necessarily. You might if you need a little extra practice. But here's what I recommend for skills lab. I want you to, again, focused practice on your skills while you're in skills lab. And then for every hour you're in skills lab, practice for 1 hour outside of skills lab. So it's 1-to-1 ratio. So for every hour you're in skills lab, right, practice 1 hour outside of skills lab for those skills. That should give you enough time. If you are practicing your skills in your skills lab class. Now, if you are not practicing your skills in your skills lab class, it might take you a little longer to get those skills down. So basically what I am assuming is that that will give you 2 hours of solid practice time. And that should be enough to get your skills down. Does that make sense? So 1 skill, 2 hours.
So skills lab 1-to-1.
1-to-1.
1-to-1 for skills lab.
Lecture class 1-to-2. So for every hour you're in class for lecture, study for 2 hours outside of class. If you are in skills lab, for every hour you are in skills lab, study and practice for 1 hour. That make sense? Now clinical. Let's jam on clinical. So because clinical, like who was it that said you have 8-hour clinical day once a week? Chelsea, yes. So can you guys tell me in the chat, how long are your clinical days? How long are your clinical days? Like how many hours are you in clinical per week? Tell me in the chat. How many hours are you in clinical per week? Oftentimes, I think it's going to be, well, in this environment, I'm actually not entirely sure because someone just said they have clinical for 2 hours per week. So I'm assuming that's like an online thing. If you are actually going to a clinical facility, it's most likely going to be anywhere from 8 to 12 per day. But then you might have like multiple 8-hour days or multiple 12-hour days. 10,
8, 7.
8, 7, 7.5, 10. Yeah. So, and is that 1 day a week? Do you have multiple days a week? For us in nursing school, we had multiple 8-hour days or multiple, we even had 12-hour days. A couple, maybe it wasn't 12-hour days because like post-conference and pre-conference go into that too. So maybe it ended up being 10. I don't really remember, but it was something like that, 8 to 12, between 8 and 12-hour days, multiple days in a row, or scattered throughout the week, what have you. So if you are in clinical, doing, clinically things every week, what I recommend, of course, you're not going to study like 12 hours per week outside of clinical. That would be crazy. But you do want to study a handful of hours before or after clinical. So we say about 3 to 4 hours. About 3 to 4 hours should give you enough time to prep for clinical or get your assignments done after clinical. Now, however, if you have a big research paper or something like a patient paper or something for clinical that you have to do, that is going to go above and beyond that. So you have to really, plan this yourself, look at your assignment load and figure out, realistically, how many hours is it going to take you to complete this assignment? Because if you have like a 25-page paper, right, you're not going to, you might get it done if you are like super on top of it, but most likely I'd say you're not going to get a 25-page paper done in 3 hours. 3 to 4 hours is like care plans, small patient assignments, unless you're Matthew and just like.
And don't do it and just kind of write whatever for a little bit and then call it good, which I do not recommend you do, by the way.
Yep.
Put your time into it. But yes, if there are assignments due, definitely that does vary the time a little bit. Mm-hmm. Actually, Jessica and Mariah had the same question both on YouTube and I think Facebook. Does study time include time spent on assignments, or would you say study time is specifically studying aside from assignments that actually have to be turned in? And yeah, that question is the same for Mariah. Does that time include assignments that are due for that class?
Yeah, so it depends. How often do we hear that phrase in nursing school? It depends. So for like a lecture class, actually for anything really, for lecture, for skills, it depends on if that assignment is helping you study. right? If you have like case scenarios for your assignments, if you have, NCLEX style questions for your assignments, things like that, they're most likely going to be helping you study. So just work that into your study plan, right? If you have assignments for class and you are studying that 1 to 2 hour ratio and you feel like those assignments are helping you study, then great, add them into that time. But if the assignments, because sometimes instructors will do this, sometimes they might be totally out of left field, those assignments, and then you wouldn't be able to count those in that time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you just want to make sure that 1 to 2 ratio for lecture class, so for every hour you're in class, 2 hours outside of class, keeping that ratio, but you have to make sure that you're actually studying for that class. So if your assignments fall into that category of studying for that class, then great. If not, it's going to be over, above, and beyond. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I'd say, kind of riff on this a little bit. These are guidelines. This is not set in stone, right? We're not going to strap you down to your chair and say, no, you have to study for 2 hours for every 1 hour. No, these are all guidelines. And this is all also to practice your critical thinking. So go through your studying and critically think, okay, am I actually retaining this information? Mm-hmm. Oh, this assignment, is this actually part of this lecture and will help me study? And just kind of riff off that a little bit. These are guidelines to get you going, to get a general idea, to put in your planner how much time to block out for studying, for lectures, for skills, and for clinicals. Mm-hmm. But definitely it is up to you to learn from how you study, which we'll get to some of these questions. There are questions here about more specifically some study guidelines or tips that I really like these questions coming in. So if you have any more questions, shoot them in the comments. But yeah, these are all guidelines to get you going. And then once you understand how you're studying and practice studying, because it's a skill like anything else, once you practice studying, you'll fall into your own jam, or you'll figure it out on your own. So this is to get you going, to get you started.
It's a benchmark to start with.
But definitely take it and riff on it and make it your own.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Please tell me there won't be 25-page papers. I wish I could tell you that. Depends on your nursing school. I had 25-page papers in nursing school, which is actually kind of why I use that, because that's what we had.
Yes. Yeah.
Quite a few really big papers.
Definitely for you. Mm-hmm. I remember this. Christine is what we call a futurist.
Yes.
So really planning ahead. That's why she's all about the planner and all about planning ahead, which is great. That is not me. But anyway, yeah, so she gets the 25-page assignment. And I know that anyone in school, all the teachers have said this to us and none of us listened, but get started early, right? Get started early. But really, that is the thing. You don't want to cram these kind of things in. So 25-page paper, when is it due? Backtrack that and figure out when to do your paper.
Yep.
So
everyone freaks out about that except for me, because I always get it done a week early. Get your assignments done early, my friends. Marie, I'm crying, already overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed, sweet friend. Don't be overwhelmed, sweet friend. That's what we're here for.
Did you see the Facebook comment in our membership community this morning about praying for me? I was in my closet. Did you see that one?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, I'm gonna share it. So if you're on, we hear you. But yeah, from our membership community, someone was said, "Oh, it's already been quite a day. I just spent 15 minutes crying in my closet because I couldn't find black socks for my uniform."
Oh, it happens.
So it happens.
Friends.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. Not alone. I spend 15 minutes crying over a lot of things. I tell you what. Mm-hmm. Nursing school, it's just like you're just on the edge all the time. You're just on that edge. Like mini breakdown. It can happen any time of day.
So hopefully this will take a little bit of the load off, that you can kind of plan out your days a little better. So definitely use a planner and think through, okay, how many hours am I in lecture a week? And then 2 hours for every hour you're in lecture, and then skills lab, a 1-to-1. Yeah. Christina didn't ask, but I'm curious how you guys are doing skills and practicing. Are you doing sim, vsim, or in person? Are you able to
Shadow
go somewhere?
Listen.
Go ahead and comment below what you are doing for skills and what you're doing to practice, because I'm sure other people online will be interested in how you guys are practicing, because we're all here to help.
Yep, for sure.
And then clinicals, 4 hours a week. Is that what you're saying? For the clinical?
4 hours a week. Yeah, 2 to 4 hours a week, 3 to 4 hours a week, depending on how much clinical paperwork you have. If you have a 25-page paper, like we said, that's going to go above and beyond. But if you are, doing just care plans and things, then 2 to 4 hours should be okay. Yep.
Okay. Over Zoom, and our teacher uses a giant teddy bear. That is awesome. We have a giant teddy bear here. We
have a giant teddy bear.
You never practiced on Bruno, did you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I had you.
Yeah, that's true. So practice on other people if they'll let you.
First fundamentals exam tonight, and it's covering everything for the last 4 weeks in both lecture and clinicals. We also have a conversation test tonight where it's on all or nothing. Conversation test tonight. What is a conversation test? I'm pretty sure I would do very well in a conversation test because I am very good at talking. Have you noticed?
I practiced some skills on my husband. That's what
there
Christina
you go. If you're married in nursing school, that's the way to go. Yep. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, man, friends. All right, let's jam on some questions.
All right, let's jam on some questions. So I didn't catch the name over Instagram, but again, these are more specific questions to studying. If you guys have any more questions, shoot them in the comments where we'll get to them. Should I work out and study after to be in tune when studying? And then from the same person, what time do you recommend we studying, morning or night? So the first one, should I work out and then study after? And then kind of going along with it, will that help me be in tune when studying? I think that is more of a personal, how you are personally with what you're used to with working out and stuff, because I'm sure if I did that, not used to working out, I would not be able to.
I don't know what you're talking about, because you're kind of Peloton master.
I was. It's hard now.
You'll get back into it.
Yes.
I think if you ask me, should I work out and then study, I would say, I wouldn't even consider that, to be honest with you, because Christina working out, like my workout is carrying a baby up and down the stairs all day, every day. Are you with me, friends?
Conversion, not conversation. Okay, Shannon, conversion makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, about sorry, I'm all over the place. About the working out, I think it really depends on you, because I do know some people that have a lot of nervous energy pent up, and working out kind of gets it out so that you can actually sit still and tune in when studying.
Oh, so is that what I should be doing?
I don't know.
Oh, my nervous energy. And like go work it all out.
I think it can kind of go either way.
That's what I've been missing all these years. I would not work out before I study.
Yeah.
That sounds like it would make me tired and want to take a nap.
See? So some people it wakes them up, some people it puts them to sleep. So really
depends on you.
It goes back to the critical thinking. Are you a person that exercises, and how do you feel after that? Does it help you? Is the ultimate thing. We're not going to say 100% of the time work out for 33 minutes and then study. No, it's really up to you. So
for me, I work out after studying because I get sleepy.
There you go. See,
I think I would get sleepy too.
Yeah. The other part, what time do you recommend we study, morning or night? What are your thoughts on that?
Again, it depends on you.
Yeah.
For me, I do better in the morning. So like for me in nursing school, I would be up at like 3 or 4 a.m. to study and write papers, genuinely. 3 or 4 a.m. And so I would just pound it out, get it done, So it depends on you.
So it does depend on you. There have been numerous studies that I've read about / looked up regarding this. And truly you hear the saying, oh, I'm a morning person, or I'm a night person, or whatever. And yes, that is true. So it does depend on you. If you want to get overly scientific into it, you can track yourself over the course of however long and kind of see where you're more active and when you're not active, and you can actually find out whether you're a morning, afternoon, or night person. So it does depend on you when you feel more up to studying. So that is more critical thinking. When am I able to focus? However, if you do not know, I'd say the default answer is morning, because of what we've talked about in other AMAs, that you have more willpower in the morning. If you think about willpower as a tank or as a muscle that you need to work out, as you go through the day, you use up that tank, you use up that reserve, you use up that muscle, and it gets tired. So in the morning, by default, is my answer, because you actually have the willpower to just sit down and force yourself to do it, rather than waiting until the end. If you do know if you're a morning or afternoon or night person, what that really means is during that, some people call it flow, during that section of time where you're in the flow or in the moment, it actually takes less willpower for you to do the same amount of stuff. That's really all that it means. So by default, my answer is morning, if you do not know. But if you have looked into this a little bit more and able to kind of be more introspective on your body and how you're feeling, then definitely go with that, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night.
Shasha. It's also kind of small. Okay. Sorry, there you go. My study time from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. That's when my house is quiet. That's what we hear a lot from moms.
And that is the other thing, is what are the external factors? Juliet asked a little earlier, how do you study when you have active kids that don't like to sleep on time and you are the only one taking care of them? I want to know how to schedule myself.
Yeah,
and
for
we
sure.
hear that a lot.
Yeah, Juliet, love you, friend. I'm with you. What I like to do is mini goals. And if you are, I think we talked about this a couple of AMAs ago with like mini goals. You have to have like a mini task list of things that, like, small tasks that you can get done in short chunks of time. So if your kids are asleep for 20 minutes, what are you going to do in those 20 minutes? If your kids are snacking or playing for 15 minutes here or there throughout the day, because that's kind of what happens, right? Your kids are just, there's small pockets of time throughout the day when you have something. Like oftentimes I'll be holding our newborn. He's not a newborn anymore. He's a baby.
Yeah,
he's holding our baby while he's sleeping, and our oldest will be like playing. So I have like 15 minutes maybe until the baby wakes up to do something. Even though I'm like sitting, holding a baby, I can still do something. So, it's really just those small pockets of time you have to really take advantage of.
Yeah, it all adds up.
That's my best advice.
It really does all add up. It's tough to jam it in those little sections, but definitely do it. Anything is better than nothing. So just kind of work it out throughout your day, I'd say, is probably the best.
Yeah, work it out throughout your day. And if you can, I know our community manager, Nicole, she's so fun. She have our kids are roughly around the same age. She has a baby too. Her baby was born just a week before ours, which is so fun. So yeah, she's a baby. We're both mamas, and she stays up late to do stuff, whereas I am an early person. So it's kind of flipped. So I would rather wake up early. She would rather stay up late. So it depends on you and what works best for you. That's it. Is there an easier way to do a head-to-toe assessment? Practice until it's muscle memory. Is there an easier way to do a head-to-toe assessment? I would say probably not, but I don't know how you're doing it now, so maybe maybe there's an easier way to do it. Practice, like Matthew was saying earlier. He was my guinea pig.
Yes, I was.
All the things in nursing school. Let me tell you all the nursing things.
All right. Let's see. Where is another? Oh, yeah. Ingrid, should we study with no breaks in between? What are your thoughts about breaks when studying? again, this all goes back to knowing yourself. Know thyself, as they said in the Matrix. Really,
I've never seen that movie, to be honest.
What?
I have never seen that movie.
What? Why not?
Did you really not know that?
Well, I mean,
great.
Everyone's seen it.
You just
thumbs up if you have seen The Matrix.
And if
just
you're
the first
with
one,
me,
the other two don't count.
If you're with
the other
me,
two don't count.
I don't know. Give me a smiley face if you're with me and you've never seen The Matrix.
Know thyself. It's really, understanding. And again, this is practicing. This is practice. So
I can't believe we've been married for 7 years and you didn't know that I was.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
That's fantastic. That's awesome.
So studying with breaks, without breaks, it's really that willpower, that muscle. How far can you push yourself? It takes practice to study longer. But if you need little mini breaks to kind of rest and recharge, to kind of get your brain refreshed, then definitely that is something that you can do. I mentioned the flow state, which is kind of interesting earlier. Once you get in the flow state, that's the state that you get in and time just seems to fly by, that you don't really even have a conceptual idea of how much time has gone by because you're really in that focused state. Then in that case, I would just go through it and don't break yourself out of that.
I do not take breaks.
Yeah.
I am so focused. Like I tell Matthew. So Matthew and I work right next to each other. And I tell him, I'm like, if I am writing, don't talk to me. Like if I'm writing transcripts or emails or whatever, like don't talk to me because I am like so focused on it that it just like I just don't take breaks. Like I just don't. Like just, I'm in that, what do you call it? Flow, like focused state. I am focusing really well. And so that's something that I really want you guys to practice, is make sure that when you are studying that you are focusing. We just got a question. I think it was I saw it pop through, but I don't know where it is now. Oh, S on YouTube. Would you guys suggest having one day not studying, just one day? Absolutely, 100%. That is how we live our life. If you guys have been around for a while, a lot of you have, I got a 4.0 through nursing school, and I took every single Saturday off. Every single Saturday. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to get a 4.0 in nursing school. I am just telling you that it is possible to pass nursing school and take a day off in the process every single week. Absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. So, like we've been saying, the way to do that is to make sure that when you are studying, you are totally focused and you're not thinking about other things or spinning in anxiety or getting confused or overwhelmed, or you know how it goes, right? You know how it goes. When you sit down to study, you're thinking of that paper you have to write, or you're wondering what your kids are doing, or you are scrolling through Instagram or Facebook or YouTube and you're not really 100% focused on what you're doing. That is not how I run my life. That is not how I study. It's not how I do things. When I sit down to do something, I do it. Short amount of time, because I know I have 6 days to work. 6 days to work, 1 day off. The Bible says 6 days you shall work. 6 days you work, 1 day off. So that's how we do it.
So it's really about priorities. So what is your priority? So for us, that was a really big priority, that we take 1 day off.
Watching this live instead of studying. Go back to studying, my friends. We're going to kick you all off of here so you can study. Yeah. I love it. That's so funny.
So it is really about the priority. So we decided that taking 1 day off a week was a priority for us. Yep. So that was not even an option. So when you take options off, it actually gives you better boundaries to work inside and actually allows you to work better, because now we have that boundary. Okay, we will never slip into studying that extra day. That's just a given. So, okay, so how can you work within these? How can we as a family work within these boundaries of working 6 days? And then with your planner, with everything else, you work around that and you schedule yourself around that. And it just depends on your priorities. If you have really solid priorities on what you have to do or can do and cannot do, then it just gives you a better boundaries, better guidelines on how to manage your time.
Yep.
Rosa on Facebook is asking, how do I balance my time after a 13-hour day at work? And work's a priority too. So really it is just that. Use the planner, plan out your day to find out where there's pockets of time. And then if there is not pockets of time, then that's where cutting has to come in and say, what are my priorities?
Yeah.
What is my priority and what do I have to give up if nursing school is my priority? And that is a question that only you can answer for that one. But just know that, yeah, we all have a finite number of hours in a day, in a week, in a year. And we want to help you be more efficient. So definitely when you study, just focus on studying so that you can focus on other things at other times. That's fine.
Yep. Absolutely.
So yeah, just kind of work through that. And really work-life balance, we've talked about that a little bit in the past, but I think it's kind of a myth that there's a work-life balance and I can have 100% work, 100% life, and then be all good. Because if you do the math, that's 200%, and we don't have that.
No one has 200%.
So really, it's more about seasons. What season of life are you in? And then the work-life balance comes over an extended period of time, over the year, over 5 years. Have you done seasons of hard work? Have you done seasons of taking it and doing other things? So it's all about work-life balance in an extended period of time, but more think about it in seasons is how I would like saying.
Yep.
So while we were in nursing school, while Christina was in nursing school, our work-life balance was shifted to work, to study. So what is your work-life balance, and figure out your priorities around that.
Yep, absolutely. So, for us, Saturdays is a complete non-negotiable. Just will not happen. We will not work on Saturdays. And so working within those boundaries, like Matthew said, that's our boundary. We do not do it. So what do I have left? I have 6 days. 6 days left. So how are you going to use that efficiently? That's what we do.
Okay. Juliet, your phone closed down, and we did talk about what your question
now,
about
I forget. I know
studying
I
with active kids.
Oh, studying with active kids. Yeah, we just talked about that. After this video is up, you can probably go back and watch that. But basically, high level overview. Pockets of time. Small pockets of time throughout the day that you're going to want to make sure you have a list of things that you can get done in those small pockets of time that you have throughout the day. Because we've got 2 kids, totally know what it's like to have kids running around trying to get things done, So, kids can be sitting next to you and playing or doing something while you study, things like that, or, for me, I would be holding our baby and getting something done while he sleeps in my arms, So there's small pockets of time that you have throughout the day. So make sure you have little micro tasks that you can do that add up. It adds up throughout the day. Yep. You also, okay. So 2 things. Mindset work is really, really important, because if you are feeling overwhelmed or confused, you will not be as productive. So if you keep telling yourself, especially all the moms out there, if you keep telling yourself, this isn't how it's supposed to be, this is too hard, I can't do it, it's impossible, no one knows what it's like, my life is terrible, everything's too hard. If you keep telling yourself that, you're not going to be as focused or productive. With that, however, I want you to go back on YouTube, type Nursing SOS on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Nursing SOS, I'm sorry. Nursing SOS on YouTube, I'm sorry. Look for the video titled I'm sorry. I talk about this exact subject, being a mom in nursing school, going through this season of everything happening in the world, and I walk you through some things that I think will help you a lot. So go back to YouTube, Nursing SOS, titled I'm sorry. Great video. I hope you watch it.
Marie, first of all, I'm glad that you like The Matrix. Watch it for Keanu is what she said, but
I've never seen it.
Also, are you looking out for Matrix 4? Supposed to come out next year. So hooray. We'll see how that pans out. I think they are planning on recording that. But
that's fun.
Anyway, you did have a question. How do you handle when instructors throw in new assignments at the last minute?
What happens with instructors throwing assignments in at the last minute? 2 questions for you. Is it consistent? Do they consistently throw last minute assignments at you or not? So that's the first question you want to ask. If they do consistently throw in assignments for you last minute, you will want to just start planning for it and giving yourself time. Do you have anything to add to that? Because that's really it. If it is a consistent thing, then you're just then it's just consistent and you're just gonna want to start planning for it. That's unfortunate though.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
That's kind of a bummer.
So if it's a one-time thing, then
roll with it.
If it happens once, shame on you. If it happens 2 or 3 or 4 times, shame on me, or something like that. The saying goes. So just if it is something that seems to happen a lot, just plan for it.
Yeah, just plan for it.
Yeah,
for sure. Sweet. What's next?
Mariah's still talking about I'm still getting low grades and I'm studying. What do you suggest? So everything that we've been talking about, it's really practicing a lot of more focused studying, see how you can just tighten up the efficiency on what you're studying or how you're studying. What you're studying is the other side of that equation. So we have talked about what to study a lot. Really what we're talking about now is just the hours to study. If you want to know about what to study, do you want to jam on that for just a little bit, Christina?
Nursing School Study System is literally your step-by-step guide for how to study in nursing school. Go to nursingschoolofsuccess.com/study system and get it. Get it now. Get it now. I'm telling you guys, I am not kidding. Like, it's just, this is everything I wish I had in nursing school. This is how we answer questions on these lives. This is how we answer questions all the time. This is step-by-step how to study in nursing school, from med search to fundamentals to pediatrics and OB to dose calc, how to critically think. It's on page, I always forget, it's here, 17 through 21, how to critically think in nursing school. It's all the things. We talk about how to learn meds faster. What do I do if my professor wants me to read everything in the textbook? What do I do if I fail an exam? How to study for online classes. It is all in here, friends. It is all in here. When is the next enrollment? I'm never going to tell you again.
So here's the deal.
I'm never going to tell you again.
For those that did not watch on Monday, we were a little tired on Monday. So thank you for joining today. We're doing a little better today.
Live video that we've ever done.
So apologies for that. But this past weekend was a little interesting. We were supposed to we had it planned to open enrollment this week.
It was supposed to be open.
It was supposed to be open this week. We had technical issues that were out of our control.
And when he says technical issues, like, it was massive technical issues over the weekend. It was rough, friends.
So we are still recovering from that. Again, out of our control, but
we're fixing it.
Everything's getting on the road to being fixed. So we are planning on opening enrollment this next week.
And it had nothing to do with the membership community. So if you're a Nursing SOS member, the Nursing SOS membership community website and everything is totally fine. It was our emails. Like, I could not email anybody.
Yeah.
So we couldn't enroll you into the membership community because I have to email you your login and stuff, but we couldn't email you anything. So that was a bummer.
So if you're on the wait list, you will be emailed as soon as it opens.
Yeah.
We are opening next week for enrollment.
Hopefully, do not quote us on that.
For our membership community.
Don't quote us.
So for people that are new, we have our private membership community that opens just once a while. And that is Christina and our nursing team walking you through how to get through nursing school. So all these tips and tricks, basically taught to you. There's additional lectures and additional goodies in there for you. Now, this study system that Christina was talking about, it's the same step-by-step system, but in a consumable PDF version. It is digital only. Someone said that they did get it, but it is only a PDF. It is digital only, so you can go ahead and print it out on your own, or there are places that you can get it professionally printed and bound. But unfortunately, right now it's a digital only version. So if you want to take a look at that, that is nursing-school-success.com/study system. And again, it's the same step-by-step guide. It's more of a DIY if you want to know the steps and go through it yourself. If you want a more guided, hands-on approach to that, then that would be the membership community, which opens next week. So if you're interested in that, nursing-school-success.com/join will get you on the wait list, and you'll be the first to know when it opens up. We're hoping it opens next week.
Don't quote us on that.
So... And also for those that are watching this in the future, 100 years from now, obviously that does not apply.
Are we?
So, yes.
100 years from now. Wow. That's a long time.
Yeah, so Mariah, definitely we would suggest the study system if you want the DIY. If you want to join the wait list and kind of get more information about the membership community, we will suggest that as well.
How do you study for pharmacology and meds? Join the Nursing SOS membership community, because we have a medication database that we are currently releasing. It's like it's so good. You guys, if you do not want to study meds from a textbook, I totally understand. We break it down for you step by step. We tell you what you need to know for each medication. We simplify everything for you. We simplify it all. So inside the Nursing SOS membership community, we basically do the work for you. We do the hard work for you. We do the critical thinking for you, and we just give you all the information that you have to know. We connect the dots and we tell you how it is. It is so soapbox. It is super annoying to me when you see videos out there in the world or go to lecture class and your instructors just give you, here are all the list of side effects that you have to memorize. That's not helpful for you. When you get to the exam, if you just know a list of side effects or signs and symptoms for a disorder, memorizing a list is not going to help you. What you need to do is critically think about why those side effects happen. Why do the signs and symptoms happen? Why do you have to assess those things, like the nursing assessment? Why do we do those nursing interventions for that disorder or for this medication? You have to understand the why behind everything. So that's what we do for you inside the Nursing SOS membership community. We tie it all back together for you. We tell you the critical thinking. We basically do the hard work for you, right? So we walk you through the critical thinking for everything you need to learn for nursing school. It's beautiful. Soapbox, I know I get passionate about it.
Christina does really get passionate. She really likes helping you guys.
He looks at me and he's like, wow.
I'm just here to talk about movies. So thank you for that. But yes, Christina is really here to help you through nursing school.
I'm so passionate about it.
We want to be able to do it in many ways. So whether that's the study system, whether that is the membership community, if you need help, we are here to help. Mariah did have another question here. We haven't really talked about it too much. How do you simplify the wording in Pharm for med cards?
Yeah, join the membership community.
Join the membership community.
Because I simplified for you.
For that.
Oh, man, I tell you what. I'm going to get off my soapbox.
Okay.
That's it for the day. That's it. My soapbox is done for the day. Okay, let's move on to something else.
All right.
So funny.
Someone did mention that new subscriber, and noticed that I think it was a couple AMAs ago, and throughout some of our YouTube videos, we have recommended some books for the videos. Can you make a video of all the books you recommend? Please. So I think I'm going to take that note.
Such a good idea.
And we'll do that. Also, if you have any more topics that you do want to discuss, write them in the comments below, because we are looking for new comments that, again, will help you, because we're here to help you pass nursing school.
That's what we do.
So what are new topics? What do you want to talk about? For the books, we do have an affiliate Amazon store.
I don't know how to access it.
It's being updated. It's on my to-do list to update it. It's on my planner to update it. So if you go to amazon.com/nursingsos, I believe it is, don't quote me on that, but I believe it is that, then you can go ahead and take a look at some nursing school gear that we recommend, and some nursing school books that we recommend.
Yeah.
Again, updating that because, as you all know, books tend to have updated editions. So want to make sure that the editions are all updated in there. But those are definitely the books and some of the gear that we recommend. And that's a good place to get started. I did go ahead and get that as a note, so maybe we can do a whole AMA on things to recommend
in nursing school. Yeah, I like totally. I love that topic. Would that be helpful for you?
How to be successful?
How to be successful in nursing school, or textbooks? I just purchased the study system but don't have a password to open the PDF. It should be emailed to you. If you didn't get an email, do not worry, we will email you manually. You should have gotten an email though. Check your spam, check your promotions, check your all the places, because that is working. Make sure that if you purchase the study system, check your email, because I will email you the link and the all the ways to download it.
It's coming.
So
right after we get off from here, we're going to
check your email, and I will check. If you have any questions, Kimberly, just email us. If you check all your email and all the places and you still don't have it, email us at hello@nursingsos.com. Email us at hello@nursingsos.com, and we will send it over to you. So don't even worry. We will get it to you today.
Regarding books, Marie on YouTube, is Saunders NCLEX book a good book for the NCLEX?
It's my favorite.
It is Christina's favorite.
It's my favorite.
So definitely thumbs up for the Saunders NCLEX book, whatever thing. It's back there somewhere.
There.
Is it there? Okay, there it is.
There
it is.
I don't know. Right there.
There it is. Okay. And I really like your comment as well. Another thing about studying, to help studying, definitely teach the subject to a friend.
Yes.
Doesn't necessarily have to be a friend. Teach it to someone, as long as they're willing to listen or pretend that they're listening. Teach it. The verbalization of rephrasing things in your own words. Once you know it enough to teach it or kind of work it through your mind, definitely teaching it out loud to someone else is definitely a great way of studying.
Yeah, for sure. And it helps you, if you can break it into simpler terms for someone.
Mm-hmm.
That's really when you know you're ready for your exam.
Flashcards. Christina loves flashcards. We've talked a lot about that. Recording your voice. Basically what we want to do to study is engage as many of the, drawing a blank. Touch,
I can help you. Yeah. Kinesthetic.
Sound, just all
auditory.
The auditory.
Oh, the learning styles.
All the senses.
What learning styles are you?
All senses. All senses you want to probably use, except for taste. I don't see how you could use taste yet. But if you know a way of using taste to study,
please don't drink your IV bags.
Yes.
Don't do that.
So recording your voice, that's really good. Reading your notes. Reading your notes out loud. Also, listening in your car while driving. Yeah.
Just be careful when driving. Don't do flashcards. Use your judgment.
Listening.
Focus when you drive on the road. Focus on driving when you're driving. Let's not study while we drive, friends. That is not safe. Please be safe while driving. Thank you. Public service announcement.
PSA. There you go. But those are really all good recommendations for some studying to get all your senses involved.
Your learning styles, kinesthetic, auditory, visual, all the things. Teach it to someone else. Yeah. Great. There you go. All right, friends. We will be back with you on Monday.
Monday,
fun day.
Have a good rest of your week. Right? It's Wednesday today, right? Yeah.
Happy Wednesday.
Okay. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Right. Take care.
If you are, I should mention this. If you are on our email list, stay tuned, because hopefully I will be emailing you soon.
Yes, that is the plan.
It's going to be awesome. Okay. It's going to be awesome. It's a great email.
Respond to it and say, Christina, this was a great email.
It's a great email. You do not want to miss it. Promise you. Get on our email list. NursingSchoolOfSuccess.com/checklist if you are not on our email list yet. Another PSA. Don't miss it. All right, friends.
Take care,
We'll
guys.
see you on Monday.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.